just go harder, harder. I am unbothered, I gotta get it, I am so with it. I will go get it, that is the difference. I am not waiting, I am not faking. Everything out here, that's for the taking. My mind too right, my grind too tight. This head rhyme too nice, this my world, my life. One shot, who me? Take that, ooh wee. One shot, movie, that's all you need. One shot, who me? Take that, ooh wee. One shot, movie, that's all you need.
One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot, you only get one shot. One shot for everybody living in the moment. One shot is all you get, so you gotta own it. One shot, you only get one shot.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And up next is Demario Davis. He was terrific defensively last week with 11 tackles. It's the Saints and the Bucks, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one, I'd say it's a study in contrast, young versus, well, let's say experienced. Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr.
And you are on point about that because you definitely don't say old now. That won't gain you any points, but you're right. You got one guy who's still kind of figuring things out, still at that point where he's learning more with each game he plays. And then on the other side of the field, you've got a guy who's kind of seen it all at this point. Maybe his body's slowed a little, but the knowledge of the game, still top-notch, and he can win with his mind.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Now Lewis selects to return it. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. And they're led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test his secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Mayfield going to the air right away. And this one caught downfield by Evans. Trotty! Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Mike Evans, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Buccaneers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by the 9th-year starter out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent, too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it. But otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Now a throw right side, take it in here to start this drive. This drive starting off on the right foot. Gets him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Carr. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Saints at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. The Bucs and Saints expected to possibly be the two to slug it out for the NFC South title in 2022. The Saints have had the Bucs number pretty much since the arrival of Tom Brady, at least in the regular season. They're 4-0 against Tampa Bay the last 2 seasons in the regular season. But remember, when Tampa won the Super Bowl, they did defeat New Orleans en route to that title.
He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you that sometime.
Back to football. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Jet sweep. Carr bats it forward. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Chris Olave with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind it. It's often like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
The numbers for White a week ago. 12 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage for every carry he receives this week.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Mayfield down. He completes this to Russell Gage.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Play fake. Mayfield.
This one taken in by Otten. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Otten really landed a nice situation when Tampa Bay picked him on day 3 of the draft. He goes to an offense that likes to use more than one tight end. He's got an immediate opportunity to play his way on the field. Plays like that will only get him more looks. A nice first down pickup there.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it?
And this is caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one goes for 30 yards.
When teams practice their plays during the week, pay off on game day, so it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
Moss will score. Touchdown, Buccaneers. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr. The pass caught by Olave. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Now Carr. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down.
Charles, here's the Saints draft class from 2022, and after some moves, they ended up with just 5 picks, 2 in the first round, though, and they showed what their priority was, focusing on the offensive side of the football.
They believe that they are in Super Bowl contention. They're conceding nothing to anyone else in the NFC, and that's why they drafted the way they did. Wide receiver Chris Olave in the 11th brings speed to the position. And offensive tackle Trevor Penning, 19th overall pick out of the University of Northern Iowa. They like him to start at left tackle right away, replacing Teron Armstead. And then on defense, my Tennessee alum, Malante Taylor in the 2nd round at corner. Looks like a really nice pick.
Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Through one quarter, 14-7. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9.
Holding offense.
So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The kick by Lutz is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Now Lewis selects to return it. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. Last week they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well.
First down, Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Buccaneers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Taken in at the 3. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Week 2 underway around the NFL. And a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener. The 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night a treat, a Monday night doubleheader. Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern. And then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. On first down, they run with Kamara as he'll take it forward for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds.
That's a gain of 6.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
The Saints first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Carr now to throw.
He completes it to Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Try on the left side with Kamara. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
An Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
On 2nd and inches, Carr. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Trying to get that one to Chris Olave.
And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Here's Johnson with a reception. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Carr.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Kamara will score. Touchdown, New Orleans. So part of it was a passing game that drove it down the field, but when they get close, they trust that man in the backfield, and he took him home.
And they trust their offensive line as well, because so many of these units, they specialize in either pass protection or run blocking. This group shows its versatility and gets both done on this drive.
So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try, and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Starts with a run by White. Shifts by him. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. They run straight ahead here with White.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. 3rd and short yardage, Mayfield.
That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in the face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And again, it's Mayfield. Open man is got it. It's complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That's a first down and then some. A 32-yard pickup. Now, rather than risk anything, Mayfield here, he's going to call a timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A first down throw for Mayfield. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage. And that throw had no shot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. With his slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw.
Finds his man. That's Olave on the crossing route.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
On the Buccaneer, pressure too much. Down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr had his hands on it, but dropped it. Third down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Oh, he'll look downfield for Kamara.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in week 2. We begin in the NFC. Carolina making the trip north to take on the New York Giants.
Well, everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Saints set to go here to begin the third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Throwing on second down. Carr. And that's incomplete.
Traquan Smith, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Carr to throw. That's caught. It's James Washington.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
So holding on the offense, they go ahead and decline the penalty, and the ball will change hands on the fumble recovery.
The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Here's Mayfield.
That's out to the flat for Edmonds.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Well, he's having a big game through the air, and sometimes those smart decisions just dump it off. That's how you continue to have big games through the air.
I agree totally. That's a great analogy, a great way to put it, because he doesn't get too greedy where everything has to be pushed downfield.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Bradley Roby, the ex-Buckeye, with a corner blitz in the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a defensive player of the year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They begin on the ground with Kamara.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime makes had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operated.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Over the middle to Smith.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now Carr. His throw incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
What now?
Carr going to go on 4th down. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
Into the red zone. It's Carr.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays. And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave.
Touchdown, Saints!
Chris Olave
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Saints are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
Carr will look to throw. And that is caught for the 2 points. Could have been up 1 with a point after, but they go for 2. It worked.
It almost seems like they're trying to set an identity, doesn't it? We're going to be one of those teams that every time we get a chance to put extra points on the board, we will. Because really it's minimal in difference, right? Whether you have 1 or 2, a field goal can still get you.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start the drive with a give to White. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Airing this one out for Evans. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. So they try to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
11 yards there, just like last play.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints will add to their fourth quarter lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Dancing to throw it across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and it shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Carr. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence.
Touchdown! Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr.
And the Saints are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead.
Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. One play has them to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Mayfield.
They'll go out to the flat for Edmonds.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in his performance.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. The 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Draw play, Edmonds.
He's got room at the 30 on a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Shaquille Barrett put that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Running here with White.
A good job there defensively to stop him for a gain of just 4, and that'll bring up 4th and goal. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. There's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. they'll go for it. It's Carr.
Got an open man. It's Olave.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
Coming left is Kamara. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. Carr going to throw here.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
A.J. Boye with a pick.
And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football.
Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Mayfield. Get this underneath to Edmonds. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Mayfield to throw.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. So a big play coming now for the Bucs as they'll go for 2.
Here's Baker.
And that one is caught. So they convert here and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Carr. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David.
And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Vita Vea stopped that play in its tracks. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Jet sweep. Carr bats it forward. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that would just about put a camera on this game. Lots of look down the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to have to not return it.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They can't do much at this point, partner. This one is going to go down in the loss column.
You don't make up for what has happened during the game. In this sequence here, maybe you hand it off and let someone run the ball if you so choose. But otherwise, just kneel down, call it a day, and try and prepare going forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. One last shot from Mayfield here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game.
Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles' defense